Welcome to the Family, Health, and Hustle podcast, where sharing our stories, common experiences, and best practices about balancing family, practicing good health, and reaching your goals can help you feel supported, bring clarity, and guide you to the life you want. So if you're ready to challenge yourself, your health, and the hustle around you, then consider this your community. Now, let's welcome your host, Anthony Hernandez.
Merry Christmas, and welcome back to the show. I hope you had an amazing weekend spending the Christmas holiday with either family or friends or just anyone that you had the opportunity to share a Christmas Eve and Christmas with. I hope you had a great time, whether it be exchanging gifts or just reflecting on the meaning of Christmas and the meaning of the Christmas season. And it's my hope that I will be able to take what's important during this time and apply it to any time of the year of being kind, being grateful, and sharing my gratitude and my self with those around me and trying to do good. So I hope you really enjoyed it. And today I have a little bit of a story to break into, to tell you. On Christmas Eve 2013, I had a date planned with my now wife. We were dating at the time. And I was extremely sick. And I, being the oblivious guy that I am, being sick, I slept most of the day. I didn't text my girlfriend at the time. I didn't call her or anything like that. But we had a date planned in the evening, and I had a special thing planned for that date. As I woke up and kind of started getting going, she was texting me saying, like, wow, I haven't heard from you all day. Like, maybe you're too busy. You know, if you don't want to spend time together, it's okay. And I was like, okay, like, I'm not feeling good. Just chill. I'm sorry I didn't call you. Maybe she was kind of waiting around thinking we would hang out during the day. I don't know. I made the mistake of just kind of doing my own thing. Like I said, I was sick. So a little bit of not an argument, but a little bit of back and forth kind of arose. And this is all, of course, over text message, the worst form of communication in the world. And she basically was like, don't worry about it tonight. Like, seriously, you can go do your own thing. I can do my own thing. Don't worry about it. Like, if you're not feeling good. And at this point, again, it was back and forth. At this point, I was like, just shut your mouth. Just shut. Let us have this date. Please, let us have this date. And of course, I wasn't saying exactly that to her. I was like, sweetie, no, don't say that. Seriously, it'll be okay. I'm so sorry. But in my mind, I'm like, just zip it. Just let me do this. And I was sick. Boy, was I sick. I mean, super nasally, just felt horrible, all this stuff. But we had a reservation at a restaurant called The Roof down in Salt Lake City, Utah. And what's cool about this restaurant, it's kind of like a buffet, but it's a little bit more upscale. And it looks kind of over the valley, over the city rather, and over Temple Square, if you're familiar with Salt Lake City. And just it's right down there in downtown Salt Lake. So it's a very beautiful restaurant. They have live music. They have a piano player in there, a pianist. And it's just kind of a little romantic spot. And I had that planned for a little while. So I go and I pick her up, and she obviously sees how sick I am. And she's like, wow, you are really sick. Like, seriously, we don't have to do this. And I was like, shh, just let's do this. Come on, let's just do this. We go. I was so congested, I couldn't even taste my food. I probably sounded pretty funny, sniffing. We go to give our gifts, and basically I tell her to close her eyes. And I get on my knee, and I pull out a ring, and I propose to her. And she opens her eyes, and she goes... In fact, I don't really remember exactly what she said. I think she said, shut up. Maybe not. I think she was like, get up. What? Like, she was in shock. Of course, she then, she said yes, of course. and we had, this beautiful moment where we got to share looking over the city, me sniffing and just sounding horrible, but sharing in this very amazing moment where I got to propose and ask her to be my wife. And after that, not only could I not taste anything, but we also didn't have an appetite after that. Like, we were so excited, we couldn't even eat. And so, the night kind of ended soon after that. And, we spent some time, I think, probably walking around downtown, things like that. And it was a great time. So that was 10 years ago. This last, just a few days ago, marked 10 years since we had been engaged. And obviously, it has changed my life drastically, being engaged and then married to a wonderful woman and then having a family, grow from there. Why do I tell you this story? Because life is always changing, and it's important that you live life. It's important that you have or work on having a positive outlook, because if you do that, you will see positive moments and amazing moments. And the thing is, there's going to be things in life that are big, that when you are approaching them, you may think, I'm not ready for that. I haven't accomplished everything I want to accomplish. Or maybe I'll be a little more financially stable, and then I'll make that decision. And some of that's fine. I'm not putting that down by any means. Some of that's very wise. In that situation where I proposed, I wasn't really financially stable. I had a job, and things, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But I knew it was right, and I knew it was good. And so I did it. Life's always changing. Yes, think about things, analyze things, but I think in the end, just do what's right. Just do good and do what's right. Because if you follow that rule, it's not going to stop you from going through hard times. But it will allow you to always end up where you're supposed to be. So look for those great moments. Keep an eye out. Don't get so distracted or so immersed in pursuing goals and dreams that you miss those wonderful opportunities. For this story, this is, me starting a family. For those of us who now already have families, it's very easy to dive in and use so much of our time, the resource that we don't get back. There's nothing we can do to get back our time. And we're constantly trying to make money or pursue different goals, different hustles. And meanwhile, there's amazing things that are happening around us that we're missing. We've spoken about why I started this show, because it's important that we balance what's truly important in life, what will make us happy, while also pursuing goals and dreams. And sometimes we think that only by accomplishing the goal and the dream will we experience happiness. That's not true. We can always find joy in our life right now and in our path. And it's good to aspire for more, but don't miss what's right in front of us. I often hear things like, I should have done this before I was married, or I should have done this before I had kids, or if I could go back in time before I had a family, I would do this or I would do that. I disagree. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain decisions that you'll have to make that are definitely a little more stressful when you have others depending on you, especially decisions of financial nature. But I actually feel like having my family and not neglecting that part of my life has made me stronger, braver, more courageous when faced with trial, and safer. Because there's going to be decisions that you're presented with that are scary. And for me, some of them are scary, but something I've really found refuge in is thinking, okay, well, this decision, if I make the wrong decision, could go south really quickly, or it could hurt me in the long run, or put me behind, or put me back in the long run. But at least I have my family. At least I'm with my family. And it gives me a sense of courage that no matter what, at least I'm with the people that I feel and that I know are the most important part of my life. Having a family is the first pillar of this show. Family, health, hustle. It's not a coincidence that it's the first pillar, because it's the most important pillar. We've talked about going through this journey. It's important that you have a why, that you know why you're doing things, that you have a foundation to build upon, because things will get hard and you'll need to fall back on that. I just want to say in today's show that family is the greatest foundation that you can build upon. I promise you, I know it might seem hard. I know there's a lot of people in the world, in the media and different things that are telling you otherwise, telling you to hold off. Marriage is just a piece of paper. Or don't have kids, it's too hard, you're not ready. Get everything done that you need to get done before you do that. But if you make that decision to invest in your family and build that foundation, have children, whatever, and you continue to look for good, I promise you'll never regret it. You'll never look back and wish that you didn't do that. And instead of thinking, I wish I would have done something before I had a family, just look at it and change your perspective and think, how can I do this with my family? A lot of times those people who are pursuing success forget about their family and they don't take them with them. Don't forget to take your family with you on your journey, because the journey is amazing towards success, towards goals, pursuing whatever it is that you want to pursue. It's amazing. It can be amazing. I'm early on in the journey and I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying so much of it. But it can be even more amazing if your family's with you. For those who don't have, aren't married or aren't in a relationship or don't have kids, I wouldn't put it aside. I wouldn't put the idea aside. I'd think about it. The thing is, you don't know what you don't know. It's interesting. I have friends that aren't married, don't have kids, and sometimes when they talk about it, it's like there's just no way to know how much joy that can have in your life and how strong your foundation can be with a family, with children, or just with great relationships. Again, maybe for some reason you don't have children or you can't have children, or you're not married, or you're struggling in that way. Like, just having strong family relationships is so important. I wanted to hop on here, say how grateful I am for family during this Christmas season, during all seasons. And to the listener at home, don't neglect them. Don't neglect those relationships. Don't look over the power of spending time with family can be and can bring to your journey. And as you build up that part of your life, along with the other parts, joy, courage, so many emotions will accompany you on the journey, and that you'll get to enjoy, and that you'll get to experience. My friends, I'm excited for 2024. I'm excited for the new year. Let us dedicate ourselves to learning, to growing, and to seeing amazing experiences and amazing opportunities and taking advantage of them. Whether it be seeing an amazing opportunity at your job, whether it be seeing an amazing opportunity with improving fitness, or an amazing opportunity with your family. This is something that's been very hard for me, to be honest with you. I see the power of the foundation of family, but sometimes I get so involved in what I'm doing. There's been times where I probably looked over and some opportunities and experiences I could have shared with my family. It's kind of struck me the other day. I was working on something and my day had been very disruptive. I had had lots of disruptions throughout the day. And I basically got back to my computer and I had like 2 hours that I could work. And so I put in an hour and my son comes down, knocks on my door. He's 6 years old. He just turned 6. I answer the door, and he's hiding, like kind of giggling because he was trying to scare me. He comes in and scares me, yells boo. And of course I was scared. At least that's what he thought. And I said, "What are you doing, buddy?" And he says, "We're going to the park. Do you want to come?" And at first I said no. I said, "I do want to come, but Daddy has a lot of work to do." And he kind of looked a little discouraged. And I thought about it for a second as I was looking at him. I was just kind of reflecting. And sometimes you have to say no. Of course, sometimes you have to say no. The world's not perfect. I wish it was. I wish I could say no every time and just go hang out with my kids all day, every day. But this time, I thought, okay, could I make it work? And I thought, you know what? I really don't have that many important things to do today. You know what, buddy? I changed my mind. I'm going to the park with you today. And he was super excited. Now, that's not going to happen every time. But that was just like a little moment where I was like, I really need to make my life more intentional when it comes to my family. I need to make sure that I'm maybe packing the beginning of my day when they're at school or at work or different things, packing that with the most of what I need to do so that in the afternoon I can put aside those silly things or things that aren't as important to me and just spend time with them. And I tried to do that over this holiday weekend, especially. This was last week that this experience happened. This weekend, I really just tried to be focused on them. I wasn't thinking about anything work-related, honestly, anything podcast-related, nothing. I had a great weekend, and I made some great memories. I don't want to sit here and preach to you because I don't know everything. But what I do know is that I get the most joy from spending time with my family. I feel the most powerful, the most able, the most optimistic to accomplish what I need to when I spend time and nurture my family first. Take some time to think about that. 2024 is a new year. We're sitting down, we're making goals and deciding who we want to be, deciding the things we want to accomplish. That's something that's now been put on my list. It's not just about work and fitness anymore as far as goals go for 2024. I have a lot of family goals on there, and I'm implementing that. And I hope you do too. And if you don't have that's okay. But find ways to implement something like that into your goals. Because if you do, again, those are things that you can't. There'll always be money. There'll always be opportunity to make money. There'll always be opportunities to go to the gym. But there's not always opportunities to have those experiences and make those memories. My friends, I'm excited for this coming year. I have big goals. I'm going to share some of them with you on the next episode. But until then, I hope you have a very, very happy New Year's. And if you like this show, I do ask that you share it with someone, share it with a friend, so they can kind of become a part of this community and that we can learn and grow together and work our way down this journey. Again, I don't know everything. I'm not pretending to know everything. I just talk about what I know. And then also, my goal is to just have these conversations with other people who know something, right? They know what they know might be different than what I know. So I want to hear what they know. I want to hear what you know. I want to hear what others know. If you have any ideas for guests that could be on the show, please shoot me an email, anthony@familyhealthandhustle.com. Let me know who you're thinking would be a good addition to the show or would provide some great value to the audience. I would love it. One of my ideas is to make the show more guest-oriented, probably 80-20, 80% guests, 20% me, maybe more guests if we can. But that's a big goal I have for this coming year, and I'll share more about that in the next show. But please provide some suggestions if you have them. Anyway, thank you so much. Again, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a very happy New Year, and I will talk to you next week.
Thank you for joining in today, because pursuing a balance between family, health, and hustle, it can feel a little wacky sometimes. So we need to learn from each other. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. In the meantime, download our free ebook, 6 Secrets for Success, at familyhealthandhustle.com. And remember, we're on this journey together.